Hey guys, welcome to a new review. I hope you're having an awesome time. I am too. And behind me is the new Mercedes A-Class. As you can see, it is a AMG back. It is black, so I want to go quickly to show you inside and the exterior. Okay guys, time to wrap up all the experience in the new A-Class. Now we're gonna head off. I'm gonna set my iPhone camera because we are getting low with the battery on the GoPro, but I have a lot of good footage. Now start the engine. As you can hear, the speakers are quite great. I'm just gonna put the camera on the side here. Okay, it's recording. Put it to drive and let's take off. Now, as you can see, the ambient light is one of the coolest features in this car. This car is only missing memory seats. Now, as far as the interior go, let's start from that. The interior is outstanding. It feels great. I love the steering wheel. It's something like you can get on only before in the top S-Class. This is fully spec'd car for the test. This Croatians parking where they're not supposed to park. The car is super great. The materials are great. Just hate the black piano here on the bottom. I wish that was like in a wood. But it's okay. The screens are super great. They're super sharp. They are there's a bit glare when you put your hand close to it, but in the bright sun you can see clearly. The car is spacious. On the back, not enough room for a tall person's head, but there's enough knee space. On the front, plenty space. View around you is great. The sport seats are comfortable. I've been driving now. I haven't had any problems so far. And for the interior, there's only a bit cheap plastic on the bottom, but the rest on the top are all premium materials you like touching. Maybe this button feels cheap as well, and the buttons, plastic buttons for the AC. But that's like the only few things that I can say that I dislike. Now, as far as the performance of this car is pretty good. Only thing on the highway, I hear wind noise on the back of the car, and that's the only thing I dislike. The rest, the soundproof is pretty good. You don't hear the tires. You barely hear the engine. This is a TDI. It's a TDI. It's a diesel car. It's not too loud. I think it's fine, but it's not bad to go for the petrol version of this car. The steering, I love the steering. It's nice. It's easy operated. It changes, of course, depending on your driving mode. Of course, you can drive in comfort. It's really comfortable. You can drive economically, so you can really get good fuel consumptions. You can drive in sport and you then really feel the throttle, like now for instance. I don't want to punch it so my car doesn't, my iPhone camera doesn't fly off. because it tends to happen. Gotta pay attention here to driving and safety. You can also, you know, individualize. I haven't set it up. You can personalize the car for individual drivers. So, for example, you can customize things. You know, your heads-up. I mean, your digital display. And this, let me tell you, this display is perfect. It is one of the top in the industry. There's so many things you could customize here. You can see all live data here, like consumption, G-force, or some things like that. I'm not going to, you know, go. I don't know from the top of my head now, but I have, you know, play with it. You have navigation options. You have like a virtual intelligence, some sort of like Apple's Siri. Like, for example, hey Mercedes, set temperature to 21 degrees.
Temperature is 21 degrees.
There, and it changed it, and you can say, hey Mercedes,
how can I help you?
I'm feeling cold.
I'm setting the temperature to 22 degrees.
Okay, 22 is like ideal temperature when you're cold or you know, warm, but there's a lot of things you can go into this and play with it. The speakers are phenomenal, I must say. There is lane assist in this car. If you're wondering what's the price tag, it's 300,000 kunas around. I'm gonna, you know, put on the bottom the euros. Of course, the whole spec of this car is going to be in the description, so you can guys go there, leave a comment. What do you think? Give this video a like, and of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and click the little bell to get notifications when I upload a new video. The looks of this car, I think the car looks better. The old A-Class, the exterior wise, it looked awesome. This is maybe less, you know, design. It's more flat design, but I think it looks good. The car is a little bit roomier, definitely. There's trunk space is a little wider, so you can put your bags in. And the driving, the performance of this car, it reacts, the diesel reacts quite well. The throttle, you can check my point of view video, which I'm going to link. And the steering is great. The bumps, the suspension is good. The brakes are really hard. And I think this car is really impressive. Mercedes is aiming at young audience. Of course, that's a large, you know, amount of years. I don't know, from 20s to maybe 50s. I mean, even if you're an older person, I think this car is great if you don't need a large car. And the car is just a really good set. I like the spec. Bad things that I would like to say about this car, I'll have to think, but it's the space. I wish there was more headspace on the back. That's one thing, and I think we all can agree that Mercedes should have introduced the sedan, or yeah, the sedan version, which is only introduced for China market, and we're all envy for this. We definitely want to see in Europe the sedan version. For instance, my cousin, he's traveling a lot. He was considering buying a new A-Class, but he said it's just too short. He wants a nice big sedan limo, and he, you know, looked for something else in this price range. I think we're gonna wrap this video. Any other bad things that I want to say, except maybe I wish the car was more affordable in the price range, but I think the price range, there's at least three levels of packages, and there, you know, there's everything. There's a lot of packages for someone. There's a lot of extra specs which I dislike about all the premium cars. I wish you get more standard packages in you know, in the packages, not to have so many extras as Mercedes does. And another thing I wish this car has, it doesn't have, I don't think it has augmented reality in this package, or although it does have the navigation, and it doesn't have the fully almost autonomous drive, which I would really love to test. The lane assist, I wasn't quite sure. It did warn me, but it didn't keep the steering wheel in the lane, although it says it's on. I did feel the car braking on the highway from the distance, but you obviously need to get a little bit coaching when you buy the car and read the manuals, which I don't have the time to do. But overall, I think the Mercedes A-Class is an awesome car. You're definitely going to enjoy it if you're going to buy the car, and I want to recommend Mercedes. If you're in Croatia, if you're foreign, you live here, you work here, definitely go to Mercedes. They're on.
Help you?
Tell me a joke.
What can I do for you?
Tell me a joke.
Could you repeat your input, please?
Okay, I saw this on other reviews, but it doesn't work with me. Cancel.
What would you like to do?
As far as fuel consumption, let me check for you guys, and then we're gonna end this video because it's way too long. Vehicle information, consumption, 6.6 liters. So in the last 30 minutes and 90 minutes, also says 6.6 liters. I've been punching the car, testing it, so I think this is actually pretty good consumption for a diesel car. My Skoda Octavia, which is also 1.6, has a little bit less horsepower. It's this around probably the same amount over here, and the 6-speed, I believe it's 6-speed automatic transmission, drives quite nice, and that's it. We're gonna end the video here. I do definitely recommend the car. Bye bye Mercedes, I love you.